Hi there. Today is March the 3rd, 2026. Welcome back to the Roadmap to Freedom Personal Growth Healing Program. Today we're talking about creating affirmations. Yesterday, you had reviewed all your long-term goals, put short-term goals underneath them, and today you'll look at whatever you classified as your first long term goal that you want to work on and all the short term goals underneath that. And I do believe that you have classified the short term goals underneath the long term goals, saying this is the most important, number one, number two is the second one, number three is the third one, etc., etc. So, affirmations are something that we use to try to, let's say, reprogram our subconscious, because all our lives we have what I call a chatterbox, and that chatterbox is constantly talking to us in our head. Some people are aware of it and others are not. So a lot of the chatterbox can be very, very negative, and we're trying to catch ourselves when we're talking to ourselves. That's the chatterbox. And when we're talking negative things, or we do it without even thinking, we're going to try and catch ourselves, and we're going to replace it with a positive affirmation. But in addition to that, when you create the affirmations today, you will then write them down. You can have different ways that you want to repeat these affirmations in your daily life. I'm sure you're busy. Most people are extremely busy these days. So back in the day when I was doing this, I would possibly write them out on little cards. And one affirmation per card or sticky note or whatever. And I would put them on my bathroom mirror, or I would put them on my TV or on my laptop or on my desk. I would put them in my car. I would put them in my kitchen. So whenever I'm walking around doing life, I would see the affirmation and I would repeat it in my mind. Another thing that I did is I would write out all the affirmations that I wanted to say in the next week or two or three, whatever, and I would record it. And today, it's even easier than it was back then because we've got our phone. So we can record it, and while we're driving, we can listen to the affirmations, or while we're walking, we can listen to the affirmations, or we can read the affirmations on our phone. Everybody usually has their phone and carries it around with them. I like to do my affirmations in the morning. Uh, I do them regularly throughout the day. When I'm listening to my chatterbox and something negative comes up, I replace it with a positive affirmation. I do it before I go to bed. I do it all day long. Many little affirmations. If I'm just simply going for a walk by myself, I'll put an earplug in one of my ears, hook it up to my phone, and I'll listen to the affirmations on repeat. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. So get creative about it. Okay, so here's the rules for the affirmations. Keep it short and simple. Always put it in a positive state. Create it in the now as if you're living it right now. And while you're writing it down, and while you're thinking it, or while you're speaking it, or while you're reading it, feel the emotion of being happy or being grateful or feeling alive, or whatever the emotion is that you attach to that affirmation. Does that make sense? So, I'll give you some samples of affirmations. I find that I prefer, and you may not, but I prefer to start all my affirmations with I am. There's something very, very strong about saying I am. Okay? So, for example, let's say you're looking to gain some employment and you want to earn a minimum of $50,000 a year or more. An affirmation for that would be, I am so happy and grateful for my employment earning $50,000 a year or more. Make sense? Now, let's say that you have a few health problems and you're working on your health. You want optimum health, you want some healing. So, an affirmation for that could be, I am thrilled that I am now optimally healthy. Well, that sounds kind of funny, but I am grateful for my optimum health. So you speak of it as if you have no health problems anymore. If you're feeling lonely and one of the goals was to get more social and to get more friends and maybe meet the love of your life, who knows? How about an affirmation of, I am so grateful that I have an active social life with like-minded people? Or, I am grateful and happy that I have now found my tribe. I consider a tribe people of like-minded people that are like-minded, perhaps close friends that you want to remain close friends, perhaps close family members. Anyway, I'm sure you get the drift of what I'm trying to explain. So you can go through this for your long-term goal number 1 and all the short-term goals underneath that, and you can create your affirmations. When you have time, you can go to long-term goal number 2 and all the short-term goals under that and create more affirmations. I can remember back in the day that I would actually create 100 affirmations, but I was listening to it on record. I was driving, listening to it. I was walking, listening to it. Doing dishes, listening to it. Any time that I was doing things that didn't require a great amount of my attention, well, driving requires a great amount of your attention, but you can listen to affirmations just like you can listen to music on the radio. So I hope you have fun doing this. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about manipulation, power, and control. It is information that I researched about people that love to manipulate you, love to control you, and like to think of themselves as powerful. It really helped me understand what was going on in my life with other people and what they were doing. Have yourself a really great day. I hope to see you tomorrow. Namaste.